Has a doctor ever told you your pain was just stress? But here's what neuroscience says. Your pain isn't just in your head. It's a force that doubles when stress strikes. It triples with anxiety and skyrockets beyond measure when emotions spiral out of control. And today, I'm sharing the missing piece of your pain puzzle that could change everything. Greetings. It's nice to see you again. And to those new here, you're very welcome. Think of your nervous system like a highly sensitive alarm. When you're living with chronic pain, this alarm stays hyperactive. It's in hyperdrive, constantly scanning for threats. Here's what most people don't realize. Your system treats physical and emotional threats exactly the same way. Understanding this connection could transform your healing journey. So let's meet Gary. After a back injury, movement became his enemy. Every twinge sent alarm bells ringing, and he found himself watching his back like a hawk. Sound familiar? But here's what puzzled Gary. His pain would suddenly spike during stressful work meetings, even when he was perfectly still. The mystery led to a breakthrough. His body's protective system was struck in high alert. Those stress hormones flooding his system during tough meetings, they were turning up the volume on his pain signals. For Gary, this revelation changed everything. Working with his healthcare team, he began to rebuild trust with his body. The key wasn't pushing through pain. It was understanding how stress and fear were amplifying his alarm system. Gary's discovery about stress and pain leads us to another powerful story. Meet Charles. He lives with CRPS. For years, he felt like his own body had turned against him. His arm would mysteriously change colors and temperature, and even the softest touch could trigger searing pain. Like many of you, he hit a wall with traditional advice. Just manage the symptoms, they'd say. But Charles was about to uncover the same truth Gary found. He noticed something striking. Emotional stress would set off his symptoms just as intensely as physical triggers. This wasn't a sign that the pain was all in his head. Rather, his nervous system had become hypervigilant. That sensitive alarm system was working overtime. When Charles learned to dial down his stress response, something remarkable happened. While the pain didn't vanish, he slowly reclaimed activities he thought were lost forever. While Charles was finding his way back to activities he loved, on the other side of the world, Mimi was making her own discoveries about fibromyalgia. Like many of you, she noticed something that doctors rarely discussed. Emotional events would trigger her flares just as reliably as physical strain. When she tried to explain this to others, she often met blank stares or dismissive responses. Then Mimi found her healthcare providers who understood the science behind pain and discovered something extraordinary. Calming her emotional storms actually soothed the inflammation in her body. This insight transformed her approach. Instead of fighting two separate battles, one in her mind, one in her body, she began to see them as chapters of the same story. With gentle practices that honored both her physical and emotional needs, Mimi began to thrive in ways she never expected. Yes, challenging days still visited her, but now she had a deeper understanding and better tools to navigate them. What Gary, Charles, and Mimi discovered isn't just their story. It's a window to your own healing potential. Understanding your mind-body connection isn't about dismissing your pain or saying it's all in your head. It's about unlocking powerful new pathways to relief. Ready to explore this connection? Here's where you can start. First, become a pain detective. Notice what happens to your symptoms during stressful moments or emotional events. Just spotting these patterns can be eye-opening. Second, take baby steps with movement. If you're feeling like Gary, where movement seems scary, start tiny. Try gentle stretches when you're feeling calm and safe. Your body will thank you. Finally, remember that healing unfolds in its own time. Like our 3-story show, progress isn't always linear, but small changes build into powerful transformations. You're not just managing symptoms anymore. You're rebuilding trust with your body, one gentle step at a time. So it's bye for now, and I'm wishing you a comfortable week.